Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's start the today's session. So hope everyone had a great weekend, and so hope everyone created like whatever we discussed on the Saturday's class, right? So everybody created a custom app and the custom tabs and fields, right? Any questions? Any doubts in that? Anybody having any doubts? Yes, no. Am I audible, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let me share the screen. Are you able to see my screen? Yes, no.
Yes. Yes, we are able to see.
Oh, fine. So again, we will just remind whatever we discussed, okay, in the last week because we got a weekend. So let me just rewind whatever we discussed. So we have discussed the database, right? How the front end and that so back end will be interacted. Okay. So what is an application, guys? Anybody? What is an application? We created an application, right? Swhizz Technologies. So what is that? Anyone? Any idea?
Yeah, application is a group of tabs which will allow to which will allow to upload, which will
Okay.
allow to object
Okay.
so recorded data.
Okay. Good. Yeah, so application is a group of tabs which allows objects to allow to create the records. That is what the application. So we created application called Swhizz, right? Okay. So who is the end user for our application?
Switch technologies.
Yeah, Swhizz Technologies is the client. So who is the end user?
Yeah, administration
Employee,
department.
sir.
Exactly. Employee in the Swhizz Technologies. So for us, for Swhizz Technologies, who will use this application, right? So we can say the guy who sits at the reception is the employee. Okay. So what is the use of this application? Why we are building this Swhizz Technologies application for the Swhizz Technologies? I mean, we in the sense we are the developers.
Yeah, record the data.
Yes, exactly. To record the data or to store the data. Okay. So every day we need to remember who is the end user. So why we are building this application to the Swhizz Technologies. Okay. Okay. So yesterday, in Saturday's class, we have discussed. So what is the tab, right? So we understood what is a application, right? What are the tabs and what are the objects? Okay. So how many types of objects we have in Salesforce?
Two types,
Okay, two types. What are they?
standard object and custom object.
Exactly. Standard object and custom object. So what is a standard object?
Which are given by the Salesforce.
Exactly. What is a custom object? Which are created by a
Us.
developer. By us, right? So tabs are nothing but. So what are the tabs for these objects?
Yeah.
So every object will
In
be a tab.
backend, it's called an object. In front end, it's tabs.
Exactly. So backend, so developers will use these objects and end user will use the tabs. Okay. So that is what. So today we are going to discuss about the fields. Okay. What is a profile here? So what is a profile?
Permissions is the object.
Yeah.
Group of permissions.
Yes. Group of permissions. Yeah. So this is an end user. This is a Swhizz Technologies employee who is using it. For him, in order to access all these things, right, we should have a profile in the middle. That's what we discussed. Everything, anything, okay? Anything for the Salesforce, if the end user want to access it, that should be through a profile, okay? So in the real-time project, okay, client will raise a service request to us, okay, saying, so my end user, okay, not able to see some tab, because that is the issue they have raised. So this is a real-time work I'm saying, okay. So after you people go into the project, right? So any company. So this is a support project, for example. Now what the client will raise the question, like, so my end user is not able to see one of the tab. Then first and foremost thing you guys have to go is how this end user is accessing this tab only through profile, right? That's what we discussed. So we have to go to the profile and you have to check whether the access is there for this particular tab or not, right? In that way you have to route. Got it? Now today we are going to discuss about the fields. Okay. So in Salesforce, so we have discussed, we have a two types of objects. One is a standard object, one is a custom object. In a similar way, we have two types of fields. One is a standard field and one is the custom field. Okay. So can you guys tell what is a standard field? Anybody? Any guess?
Salesforce provided,
Same like Salesforce provided.
like object.
Exactly. Yes, right. So standard field is nothing but for every objects we'll be having a fields, right? So Salesforce provided fields are nothing but standard fields. Okay. And what is a custom field? The name itself saying the field created by the developers. That is known as a custom field. Right? So let me open. Let me open my developer org. Okay. So whenever I am saying a developer org, so we have to think that is the Salesforce org we bought for the Swhizz Technologies. Log into my application. So you guys are doing both in Classic and Lightning, right? So you have to do both. So you have to use both Classic and Lightning, okay, so that you can understand. So what is this UI? What I'm saying now, right now?
Framework, sir.
Okay, yeah, framework, good. Framework or the UI, okay? So where the end users will use it. Now, so what I need to do? So what we are discussing today? Fields. So where can I see the field? I mean, now we are the developers, okay? So I just log into this application. Now I need to see the fields. So where I need to go as a developer? Setup. Setup is the backend. Post.com. So here, let me open the leads. First we are discussing, right? Leads. See, these are the standard fields. So where my custom object will be stored? Objects, right? This is the under create. Where are my standard objects are storing? In the classic, under the customize. See, that is a difference. Okay. So these are the custom objects. So we have created on the Saturday.
Repeat again once.
No. So standard objects will be stored here. Okay, you can see all the standard objects under the customize it. Okay. For example, let me remove everything and let me go to the customize. See, under customize, these are all the standard objects provided by the Salesforce. Okay, under the customize section. Okay, but where are my custom objects will be stored? Under this create. Okay, got it? So as a developer, when you want to do something on the standard objects, you have to go under the customize. If you want an under lead, you have to go under lead. Okay. Understood. So where are my custom objects are storing? Under create. Under create, you have a section called objects. You have to click on these objects. So this is where we have created our custom object called courses. If you want to do something for this courses objects, you have to click on this courses. So this is where you have to do everything related to this object. Right? For standard objects, you can just simply go to this customize. Under customize, you will get all the objects. Okay, you can access. If you want so if you want to do something related to accounts, so I can use these things, fields, everything. Right? So this is how you need to navigate it. Okay. For lightning, so everything will be there in the same page. Okay. Let me open the classic also. Okay. So this is a classic view, right? This is classic home page view. Again, as a developer, I am clicking on my setup. Now, if you see this object manager, if you click on this object manager in Lightning, all the objects will be there in the single page only. Okay. Even see, if you see the account, this is a standard object. And if you see this a custom object, everything. So all the objects will be in the same place in the Lightning. Okay. So that's how Salesforce has designed this Lightning. Okay. Got it? Yeah. So now I'm going to the classic now. Okay. So where should I see my leads standard fields? For example, let me go to the classic. Okay. So this is my UI, right? This is my framework, right? So when the end user tries to create something or try to open something, so they can able to see all these fields, right? So where can I see these fields as a developer, right? So these are, so many fields here. If you see these fields, so most of the fields are given by the Salesforce only, right? So now I need to see those fields. So I need to go for setup. And here, this is a so as this is a standard object, it will be under customize. Okay, under customize, so we have a leads. So I'm just going to the fields. See, if you see these fields, so you have to read each and everything. Okay, so now these fields, whatever we are seeing right now under the leads standard fields, are the fields given by the Salesforce. See how many fields he has given. All these fields are the fields created by the Salesforce. So what is field? What is a field? So field is nothing but, so when you discussed in the a database point of view, so what is a lead? What is a field? Field is nothing but a column, right? So that's what we discussed. So row is nothing but a record, or record is nothing but a data. So all are same, right? So field, whenever Salesforce has given a field, that means so we have a column in the database for this object. So now, if you see this, see all the, so what is this label? So this is the label which we can see in the front end. Okay, name, company. Okay, this is a fields which we are looking in the UI. Okay, what is this name? Name represents the backend. Okay, backend field name. Okay, so simply we can call it as a API name. Address is the API name for this label. Annual revenue is the API name for this annual revenue field. Okay, so this will always be a unique. Okay, so this API name will always be the unique. Okay, so you can give the same label for the other field also whenever you create it, but this should be the same. Okay, as these are the standard fields. See, if you see, there is no suffix for this field. Okay. So suffix in the sense, so whenever you create a custom object, right? So let me show you the custom object now. So for all the custom objects or all the custom things, whatever we are creating, so this Salesforce will append with __C. Okay. See, if you see this, for courses object, Salesforce added __C. That means this is a custom. This is a custom. See, for leads, if you see this, so there is no __C. So that means it is a standard field. Okay. If you see, so I have created few custom fields, okay, for my application or for my project. See, whatever I have created, every field will be having __C. If you have __C in Salesforce, that means that is a custom. Okay, whether it is an object or whether it is a record type or whether it is a custom fields. Okay, anything, right? So now these are the fields given by the Salesforce. And if you want to use, you can use it, or else you can create a custom field also. Okay. Now what we will do, in the similar way, we go to the account. Account also will be having the same UI. See, these are all the account standard fields given by the Salesforce. And whatever fields you want, you can create here. Those are the custom fields. Got it? Now what we have done, so we have created an object called courses. Okay, we have created an object called courses. So here I want to create, so let me open the courses object. So where I need to go? Because as this is a custom object, I need to go to create. Under create, you will have an option called objects. Under object, you will find all the custom objects we have created. So what we have created? Courses. Let me open the courses. This is a courses object. If you remember on Saturday's class, so we have discussed all these things related to the object, right? Enable reports, track activities, allow sharing, field track history, deployment status, allow search, right? So you remember, right? All these settings is very important. Okay, right. So whenever I created this object, right, what Salesforce has given to me is standard fields. By default, Salesforce has given me some standard fields. This is a course name, right? Whenever we create an object, if you remember, it asked us like whether it is a text or auto number, right? So what is meant by text and auto number? If you guys remember, whenever you create an object, Salesforce asked us to define, so what is the name of this field, whether it is a text or auto number. I think I asked you guys to create a batch object where you can define the auto number for the name, right? So have you guys done that? Anybody? Okay. So if not, just create an object, okay, batch object. I think on Saturday I have given some tasks. Okay, so just create that. Okay. So these are the standard fields given by Salesforce. Now what I will do, is the custom standard. Now, as a developer, I need to test it. So I want to create a record. See here only, so one field we are getting it. Okay, because we don't have any custom fields here. So these are all the standard fields. So created by all these things will come. Let me open all. So we created this Java course, right? See, created by. So who created it? Harish. So who is Harish in our application? He's the end user, right? So he created a course. So he's the Swhizz technology employee. Okay. So we just logged in as Harish and we created this record. So these are the standard fields given by the Salesforce. So here we have 4 and here also we have 4 fields. Now I am going to create a custom field. I'm going to create a custom field now. Okay, in order to store some data. So what the business analyst asked me to do it. So we want some custom fields for the course object. Okay, we want first custom field for the course object. One second, guys. Okay, so we want some custom fields to create for this course object. Now, so we will start creating the custom objects. Okay, so for now we have only the course name in my custom object. Now I want to create a duration, for example. Okay, duration is my, so here I don't have any fields to create, right, data. So now we are creating a new fields. Okay, whenever you want to create any custom fields, just click on new. Now what it will ask? So it is asking us to select the data type. Okay, it is asking to select the data type, which type of the field. Okay, so now let me represent it as a table. So for example, so this is the Salesforce DB. Now what we have done, we have created a courses object, right? So this is how the Salesforce will give the space. So this is what table looks like, right, in the backend. Right. So by default, Salesforce, what we have given, it is an ID. So that will be the mandate from Salesforce side. And also what we have created, name. So name is nothing but course name, right? This is the course name. So in the backend, Salesforce will be having these API names as the columns. Okay. So label will not comes into picture. So now this is only for the UI purpose, but backend Salesforce will store the column name as a API name only. So name and also created by will be there. Last modified by will be there in the table. Like this will be there. Okay. Now I am creating a, so what this name represents? What is this name represents? This name represents the data type. Okay. This is the column and this is what the data we need to enter. Okay, what kind of data type it is? The name, it is a text. Okay, so that means we have to enter only text. So what type of data you need to enter in this? So that represents this data type. This is a column which represents some data type, right? Data type is nothing but what kind of data I need to enter here. For example, if I enter the number, that is not correct, right? Because it's a name which represents the text. That is known as data type. What is data type means? Which represents what type of data we need to enter into this field. Okay, that is what the tech. So data type means. Okay. Now when I'm trying to create a new field, right, what it has asked, select the data type. Okay, these many data types we have in Salesforce. Okay, these many data types we have in Salesforce. Okay, let me select. So let me start with, okay, text field, for example. We already have a course name, right? Okay, let me start with, so text we already understood, right? So I mean name itself is a text. Okay, let me use text area. Let me use the text area. Text area. So I need to create a description field. So I'm naming it as a description, but in this course object. Okay. So length represents, so I mean how many characters you can enter into the text field. Okay. So this is what field name. So what is meant by field name? So field name is nothing but a API name. Okay. So this is, so we need to add to the report type. So we'll discuss this later. Okay. No issue. Just keep it. So by default, it will be enabled. Just keep it like that. Okay. I'm just entering the basic information related to the type. Okay. So this, so what is meant by this description? Description means you have to just enter. So what this field for? So why we are creating this field? So I can say this field represents, this field represents the description about the course, right? We are creating on the course description about the course. This is what the description. When somebody comes and somebody sees what is this description for. So today we are creating this custom field. Okay, tomorrow some other developer will replace us, right? So at that time, so he has to understand, right? What is this field? So why we created this field, right? So for this understanding, we are creating this field. Now this help text, okay, for now, so just keep it as a blank. Okay, I will explain now. So when I click on next, right? So it is asking field, okay. So profile permissions, for which profile you want to give access. So what is the profile we have created for the Swhizz Technologies end user? It is a sales rep, right? This is what we have created. So we enable the permission. Okay. Visible means, so he can see the field and also he can do something on the field. Read only means, so he can't edit the field. Okay. He can just only view the field. Okay. So for now, what I have done, I have given both. Okay. Visible means both. When I click on next, it is asking on the layout. Layout is nothing but, so we'll discuss in the further sessions. So in detail. So this is a layout. Layout is nothing but the UI only. Okay. So now I am just adding to the layout and I am clicking on save. So what happened? Now I created a description field as a custom object. I mean, in the custom object. See, whenever I created this, Salesforce appended this API name as __ C. Now this will be the column, right? We created. So it will be like this. Okay, Salesforce will store the database like this. So we created a column. So what I need to enter here in this record, whenever I'm creating a record, what I need to enter in this description, this should be a text only, right? Because this is a text only. Long text area. Long text area is also a text only. But I will tell the difference, what is meant by text and long text, right? So now when I come to UI, I'm just refreshing my page. I need to test it, right? So before giving to end user, I'm testing as a developer. So now what I got it is a description. Let me enter some data in that. If you see this, course name is also text field, right? Course name is also text field, description is also text field, but see the difference. This is a long text area, right? So you can expand it. So long text area is also a text field, but if you want to add something big, so then we have to go for long text area. Okay. So this text will be having a limitation. So what is that limitation? So whenever you create a custom field with text, right? So you can enter only 255 characters. So let me select a text now. It allows only few data. So allows users to enter combination of letters and numbers, but we have a limitation here. So you can't enter, okay. So if you want to add, which is having around 1,000 lines, so it won't allow you. Okay, so text is like for simple terms you can use the text. Okay, so description kind of thing. So we have to define what is this something about. So then we have to go for description. This is how the difference is. Okay, so looks like. Got it? Right. Now what I have done, I have created a custom field with long text area. Right? This is the custom field, long text area. Now we have here we forgot to add the help text, right? So what is this help text represents? So if you see the UI, so this is how the UI looks like, right? Now, so description is for the developers to understand what is this field for, right? In a similar way, so for the end user, he has to understand. For example, my requirement is, so business analyst asked me, sir, end user are, so not knowing like what they have to enter in this field. They doesn't know what to enter in this field. You mentioned description, but what kind of description he wants to enter here? End user, so he's a little bit confused. So in order to give some help, okay, for this description field, we have to use this help text. Okay. The same field I will enter here. This field represents the description about the course. This is for developers to understand. And this is for end users to understand. What I have done for this field, let me open this. See, so I have added the help text. Now, so let me refresh my. So any difference you found when compared to before screen? Any difference you found in this screen? See this question mark enabled, right? This is what the help text means. So whenever you hover on it, my mouse, it will give this field represents the description about the course. In that way, end user can identify, okay, this field represents the description about the course. Let me Java course. Like that, he can enter some information. Okay. Java course is having some bootstraps, kind of thing. Okay. Like that, he can. So this help text will help the end users to enter some information. Okay, description field will be used for the developers. So whenever they come to this field and they can identify, okay, this is what this, right? Got it? Any doubts in this? Yes, no.
No, sir.
Okay. So this is the one field we have created. So when you are creating this long text area, right, it is asking for the visible lines. So we have entered 3. What is meant by visible lines means nothing. So this is, so whenever we enter some data, so it will allow us like 3 fields like this. Okay. So by default, the lines will, 3 lines will be visible for us. That's it. So you will understand in detail when we are creating something. Okay. I'm just canceling it. So now I have created a custom field called description. And what else I need to do? I'm just going back it. And now I want to create one more field. So we have here, we have created text field. So the name, and we have created a long. So what is this text area? See, all these 5 fields are the same. Okay, all these 5 fields related to the text only, but it has some limitations. It has some limitations. It has some limitations. It has some limitations. Okay, so we have to decide what field we have to use. For example, if business asked us to create a description, so description generally meant for what? In order to describe something, right? Describe in the sense it should have some matter, like some thousands of lines. So users might enter it. So for that we need to use this these many characters. Okay. So if you want to create some image, so let me open my Swhizz, for example. This technologies, images. Something like components. So I have downloaded an image. So here now in my fields, okay, in my UI, my requirement is business analyst asking me to create a field called institute. Institute is the field they want it. But in that institute, what is the data type they want? They want to see the image of the institute, for example. So now what as a developer we need to do? What is the image we have to store in this? So you have to check all the data types. If you see this, we have images here, right? This is what the text area. So you understood, right? Oh, so what is text area, and text area long. These three are same. Okay. But if you want some more characters, you can go for text area. If you are limited character, then you can go for text area, right? So what is this rich means? Rich means if you want some formatted text or images or links, okay, you can use this long text area. Now what I will do, I will start from beginning. Okay, I want to create a new field. In that I need to select this rich text area data type. Now when I click on save, it is asking. So what I will do, I will add as a institute. Okay. So whenever you are creating any field or anything, right? So first letter should be the capital. So this is how you need to follow the naming conventions. Okay. So whenever you create any field or any object, first letter should be the capital only. This is how the real-time projects will, the people will follow in the companies. So the lines again, the visible lines for all the long text areas and this text areas reaches, right? It will ask for the visible lines. So you can understand what is this visible lines. Okay. When you are adding something, the data. So what is this description about? Description is for developers to understand. Okay. So represents, I will add something. This is not a mandate. Okay. So if you want, you can add it or else you can remove it also. So no need to add. So every time whenever I creating a field, right? It is not a mandate. So if you see the red mark is not there for this. Okay. Just I'm adding for our understanding. Represents the, or else I can say stores the image of the institute. For now, I'm not giving a help text. We'll see how. Okay. This is the next step. It will ask what is the access for the profile. So for us, we are using only sales rep profile. Okay. So I have enabled. That's fine. And also the layout, I am adding it. Save it. Now I have created one more field called institute. Now in the backend, how it will be stored? As a column, institute __ C. As I told, always API names it will store. Okay. Right. Now, when I refresh my page as an end user, I'm developing. I'm just testing it. See, institute came, but so we don't have any help text here. Let me add some help text here. Same thing I can add. Okay. Save it. Again, as a developer, I'm testing as a point of end user. Stores the image, right? You got it? So you got the help text also here. Now Now I need to enter some data in this. As an end user, when you create a backend field, the end user should enter the field. Now, see, this is the description, right? I will enter, right? Java is the language. So this is, so who is entering the data? So end user will enter the data like this, okay? So, but as a developers, we are testing now. So Java is a language, contains bootstrap. Let me add something like this. Now here, the end user wants to store the image of this. So here you have an option, right? If you see this, so you can understand, right? So this is what field? This is a text area. So text area means, so this is for the, so users to enter the text data. But this is also a text field, but it is a rich text field. See, this is how the UI comes if you create a rich text field. Okay, you can add any attachment or you can add any link. Okay, and you can, I mean, if you want, you can add any image. So now I need to enter some image in this. I need to choose. Okay, I'm using this is insert. Okay, I will click on save. Now see, if you want to store any images in our record, right? You can use the rich text area. You can use the rich text area. Got it? This is the usage of the rich text area. Okay. Any doubts? Yes, no? Okay. So now what else I need to create? Let me go to the new again. Okay. Now I need to create the fees. Okay. Fees that the Swhizz Technologies is quoting. Okay. Fees means, so in general, what kind of data type I need to use? By looking into it, anyone can say anything? For fees. So what kind of data type we can use?
Numeric.
Sorry?
Numeric.
Yeah. So, I mean, so on my screen, what I need to select?
Number.
Yes. Number, right. So for fees, see, that means that is how, as a developer, we need to decide. Okay. We, in the sense, as a developers, right? So we can have some idea, right? So basic idea, like, so you want, so business will say, business in the sense, client will say, I need a field for the fees to store it. Okay. So as a developer, we need to understand, in general, fees will be stored in the numbers only. Then we will ask client, like, we will create fees with a number data type. Are you okay with that? Not. Yeah, he will say okay because he doesn't know Salesforce, right? He will tell, okay, number is fine for me. So then we can go for number. Yeah. And we will click on save. Now this is for fees. Okay. So if you see this, so you can see the differences, right? So few differences you can identify when you are creating this label, right? So this field label and this field name will be the common, and the description help text is also common. But few things, so we can see the difference, like length. For long text area, so we didn't get this length, right? So decimals also we didn't get it. So each and every data type will be having these differences. So because all data types will not follow the same, right? Right. So that is where few things will be the different. So when we create the fields with different data types. Okay. So this is a number screen. So what it is asking, field label. So this is what, so users can see in the front end. The length. So length represents what? So how many characters you can enter into this field. So for now, fees will not be in lakhs, right? So 18 digits means it's a big number, right? So for now, let me show you as a 3. I mean, just I want to show you guys, okay? So decimals. So decimals means if you want to enter something numeric value like 13.2, like 14.5, like if you want the points also, then you need to enter something here, or else you can keep it as a 0. Okay. So now again description. So what we can enter here, something stores the fees for the course. Okay. The help text also I will add the same thing. Okay. So now so for now just ignore these things. Okay. I will explain once we get into the UI. So again, it is asking for the profile. We are using sales rep profile. We are giving edit and delete access, and we are clicking on save. And it is asking for the layout. Okay, fine. We are adding for the layout. Now what I did, I have created one more field with number, and it is allowing me to enter only 3 digits with numeric as a 0. So let me see how it will be. So this field in the backend will be stored as a like this. Got it? Right. So now when I come to front end, see now I got a field because I'm adding this field to the layout. That's why it is coming here. Okay. If I'm not adding it, it won't come here. Okay. Now fees. So we have a help text also. So when I click on edit, I need to update the data. For Java course, as end user, he will see, okay, stores the fees of the course. Okay. For example, I need to enter 4,000. Okay. I need to enter 4,000 like this. Okay. For example, what it is saying? What is the error it is showing? I didn't write any error. Okay. I just created a field. What is the error it is showing? Number is too large. Why it is showing number is too large? Can anybody?
Yeah, because we have used comma.
Okay, we have used a comma. Okay, I'm removing it. I'm clicking on save. Again, same. Why? Any guess?
We gave length only 3.
Exactly. That is what the field describes. What we have asked. So when we are creating a field, we are asking to store only three digits. Okay. Length is 3 digits. So that is why it is throwing an error saying too large. Let me add 400. It allowed to save me 400. Right? Got it? Now I will update the length as, for example, 4. So now we are saying to this UI's people, enter only 4 digits. Okay. Now let me go to this and let me update to 4,000. Save. It got saved, right? Got it? Now let me add 40,000, 5 digits. See, number is too large. That means you can, as a developer, we can restrict the user to enter the numbers also. Okay. I mean the number of letters. Like, so if you give as 4, then they have to enter only 4 digits of the number. Got it? Now, so by default, we will add something like, where is it? Yeah, by default, it has given as 18. So that means till 18 digits he can enter into the database. Okay. Now, what is this decimals? So let me keep the decimals as a 1. Now when I click on save, what it is showing me? The sum of length and decimals must be greater integer less than 18. That means, see, the maximum length it is offering the number data type is 18 only. So here we already given 18, right? So that is why it is not allowing me to keep any decimals. So for that I need to give as a 17 plus 1, 18. Now it will be saved. So that means the sum of these two should always be 18 only. And also if you want, you can give as 16 plus 2 or 15 plus 3 or 14 plus 4. Okay. So now let me refresh my data which I have created. Continue. So you got the extra point, right? You have entered 4000 only, but you got the extra point here as 0. So it will allow me to enter the decimals also, like 40,000.5, or I want to enter something like 2500.6. So if I want to enter something else, say I'm adding, okay, 250.6777. It is allowing me, but when I click on save, see how it is storing me? Only 1 point only. Got it? So if you want to give 2 points, for example, so I need to give 16 plus 2, because so they want 2, right? Here they want 2 decimals. Though now if you sum this, 17 plus 2 is 19, but it is allowing only 18 only. Yeah, this is how we need to describe the number field data type. Now let me refresh. See, 2 points it is showing me. Okay. I can enter something like 7, 8. 7, 8. Simple. If you want a decimals also in the number field, then you can go for this decimals. So in general, so fees will be the round figure only, right? In general. So they won't ask to enter the decimals because it's not like so points, right? So I will keep it as a 0 for now because we are not using this, and I'm keeping it as a full length 18. So till 18 means 18 numbers you can add it, 18 numerics. So what is the data type I so described? It is 18 plus 0. Okay, so there's no decimals. Okay, let me refresh my page now. See, the decimals gone. Now you can enter up to 18 digits here. Okay, I like that. So for now in the real time, what is the course? For example, 15,000. For example, I'm saying. This is how the end user will store the information. If they want numeric, then you can go to the data type and change. Okay, got it? So this is the number field we created. Right. Now, what else? We have the data types. Now, again, I'm clicking on. So I have created a custom field called description, long text area, and institute rich text area, and number. Now, I want to create a date field now. Okay. I want to create a, see, currency is also same. Number, currency, these both are same. But number represents only the number. If you see, it is not adding any dollar or any rupee, right? This is just a number. If you want something like currency, you can use the currency also. So currency will add something to you in the form of the currency. Okay, the same number will come with dollar. If you want, so this 15,000 rupees, then it is just a number. If you want to represent it, yeah, so it's in dollars, then you can use the currency. Okay. So I'm giving this task to you to create with net currency, because so number and currency both are same, okay, which represents the number only, but in the currency format. Okay. And we have so created all these things till now, till here, and we have created the number and currency also we covered. Now I need to create the date, okay, the course date. Okay, so this Java course is we created the fees for this and institute an image for this and description for this. Now I need to create a date field called a duration. Okay, let me click on cancel. Now I'm creating a date field. Click on new date. Okay. Click on next. Okay. Or else I can click on start date. For example, I'm clicking as a start date. Okay. I'm giving it as a start date. So by default, it will be the same name with it. So description, start date of the course. Same thing. Now, when I click on next, it is asking for which profiles. So you need access for service sales rep. I'm keeping it as same. Layout, for example, I'm removing it. Okay. Till now we have added it, right? Now I removed. Click on save. So I have created a start date. So in backend, what it will be there? In Salesforce, we create a column to the table like this. Got it? Table like this. Now, let me refresh my front end page. Did I get that field? Start date. Did I get that field? No. Why? Why I didn't get that field? Any guess? Anybody?
We removed layout.
Yes. Because we didn't add this to the layout. Right? Because we removed from the layout. So if you see this, we didn't add. So it is in the top. So we need to drag and we need to add here. Start date. And I'm clicking on save. Okay. Clicking on save. Now what I have done? At the time of creation, I didn't add it. But now what I did after I already created the field. Now I came to this object and I went to this page layouts, and for this page layout, I have added it. Okay. Now let me refresh my page. So you got it? Start date with help text also. Okay. Now when I want to update it, is it a mandatory field? Is it mandate to save the record? No, right? Because it is not a mandatory. I can save it, so it can save my. So if I want this date to be required for, okay, whenever the end user updating something, I want to save the record. So with start date only. So that is my requirement. Now what I need to do, click on start date. I'm going to that field. So if you remember, when we're creating this field section, we can see some other options, right? I told we'll discuss later. When I click on edit, so what is this general options? Along with the help text and all, will ask for every field, it will ask required. So if you enable this, always requires a value in this field in order to save the record. Okay, this is a setting for this field. Now what I am doing, I'm just kept it as a required field. Now let me refresh my page. See, this is a star. You got it? So now when I save my record, it is throwing me an error. You must enter a value. Okay, this is a requirement came from the business. I want to make the start date as a mandate field. Okay, my end user should not enter or should not create the record. So without the start date. So that is the requirement from the business. So what as a developer we need to do? We need to make it as a mandatory field. Okay. So now I will try to create a new record. Okay. Courses. Okay. New. I'm trying to create a new. Now what are the mandatory fields we have? You have to enter something here or else this record will not get saved. For example, Salesforce Admins. As end user, they have to enter some date. So that is what this required represents. Okay, got it? Yeah. So to show you guys, I just enabled this. Okay, for now I will disable it because for me I don't want this required, for example. So now when I refresh it, the record got saved because I didn't. This is not a mandate field. Got it? Right. Now, as an end user, what he need to enter here? See, when I try to edit it, right, it is giving me the calendar. Why we have got this calendar? Why we got the calendar? Why we didn't get the calendar for fee? And why we didn't get the calendar for institute? Why we didn't get calendar for description? Why only for start date we got the calendar? Because we described this data type as a date. Right? This is a date data type. For date data type, Salesforce by default enabling this calendar. So you can select the start date. Start date, what I will do, I will select from June 1st, for example. Okay, and from next month onwards, the Salesforce job will start. Save. Okay, for description, for a time instance, I can first Salesforce course. Okay, and institute again, I will add. I just saved that image from my local, right? I'm just keeping that same image. Okay, and fees something around 60,000. I will keep for now. Okay, save. So this is how I can save the record. So now the course name is Salesforce, description, fees, start date, like this, end user will save the record. Okay. So what else we have? We have I have created a text area number, rich text date. So you have to create the date time also. I won't create date time for now. Okay, I want you guys to try with this. Create each and every field with all these data types. Okay, you will get you will understand. Okay, for now what I will suggest you guys is forget about this formula, forget about, roll up summary, forget about, lookup, master, detail, external. These 5 data types no need to create for now. Okay, ignore these 5. Okay, even if you create, you will understand. Okay, so forget about these 5 fields and rest all are the direct fields. Okay, which represents the type of the data you need to enter. Try to create a field with each and every data type. Okay, you can understand now like how the UI will looks like. Got it? Yeah, make a note of it. Okay, ignore these 5 for now and try to create all others. So now I have created with date. So I want you guys to try with date time. Okay. I created number and I want you guys to create currency also. Okay. I have created text area. So long text area I have created. I want you guys to create text area and text area long. And encrypted also I want you guys to try. Okay. Now here you have a checkbox. One more data type they have given. So let me create. I want, okay, whether this course is an active course or not, for example. So for that, I can create a checkbox and I'm clicking on next. Active. I will check it as an active. Okay. So for checkboxes, the value will be stored in the backend it's a Boolean value, whether it is true or false. Checked means true, unchecked means false. Simple. Okay. Tells current course is active or not. Help text also I can keep the same. This option we can see. Okay. So later by default. So just make it as enable. Next. Again is asking for every field it will ask. Okay. So profile access in the next tab. And courses layout. Next. Now I have created. This is what checkbox. Now I need to see how it will looks like. See. Active. Tells current course active. When my end user wants to update some data, see this is how the checkbox looks like. Okay. It will be like checkbox, right? When you are creating any application or any thing in now career kind of thing. So you can see these kind of things. It is like just a click. Uncheck. Check, uncheck. So check means true. Okay. Now I have enabled it as a true. So that means this course is active. Okay. Or else the start date is 6/1, right? So as per my course start time, I need to enter as inactive because it will start from the June 1st. So on June 1st, I can make it as an active, right? So in backend, how it will be stored? For example, created by, I will remove it because the standard field, right? It will be there, but for now, I'm just remove it. It will store like this. Now, how my data will be stored in the backend? Course name is Salesforce. Okay, course name is Salesforce. Active is true or false? For my Salesforce course, it is false, right? Now it is stored as a false. Okay, it's stored as this like false. So this is how the data will be stored. If it is true, then it will be stored as a true. So description, this entire description will stored like stored in the description field. Got it? So in the backend, Salesforce will store all the details like this. Institute, this will be like image. Okay, so image will be stored in the form of IMG formats. Okay, so it will store in the form of IMG. The entire image will not store here. Okay, this image will be stored in the form of IMGs. Okay, so now fees is 60,000 for example. Okay, like this. Start date. What is the start date? 6/1. 6. So what is this ID? So we discussed in the initial class, what is this ID? Whenever a record getting created, Salesforce will create a ID for the record. This is the ID. Like this. So this is what a record ID. Okay. So in order to identify it, Salesforce will auto generate this. Okay, like this for every record. Whenever if you want to update something with, for this record, you need to use only this ID. Okay, got it? So this is how the record will be stored in the backend. Clear? So we have other options also. Okay. What else we have? Checkbox we created, currency you people want to create, date I created. I want you guys to create date and time. So date represents what? Simple. So date represents, if you see this, so you can see only date. If you want to include time also, then you have to use date time. Simple. Okay. So email. So the name itself, it is showing an email. Email means what? If you want to enter any email, then you can select this email. Okay. So now I have one more important field called Picklist. This is an important data type. Okay. Let me create one Picklist. Okay. So what is this Picklist? How it will looks like? Let me go to the UI and I will show. Now I want, okay, for courses, what I can do. The same field I will create, okay, in order to show whether it is an active or not. Okay. Status pick. Okay. Pick list. Okay, I can select this pick. Okay. By default, API name will be the label name only. Now here, when I'm creating a pick list, right? So it is asking me two options. Okay, values. Use global pick list value set or enter values. Okay, if you want. So for now, what you have to do is just select the second option. Okay, just select the second option. First option, so you will understand. Okay, so first you have to go for second option. Now you have a box here. What it is saying? Enter values with each value separated by a new line. So I want the status with active or inactive. Okay, this is one value, and I need to enter, and I need to give inactive. These are the two values I am keeping for this status picklist field. Okay. Now for now, so just so this represents picklist. This description something. Okay. Something. Description. Then description of the status. The same thing I will put in help text. Again, this required. I'm not keeping this field as a required for now. I am clicking on save. What will ask for the field level security? For profiles, I have given read and click on next. Again, it is asking for me for page layout. I'm clicking on save. Now what I have done, I have created a status picklist with picklist data type. Okay. Now I want to see how this picklist looks like. I'm just refreshing it. You got it? Where is it? This is picklist. Now my user wants to do something on this picklist. See, this is a drop down. Picklist is nothing but a drop down. Okay. So it will looks like this: active, inactive. So when they want to select it as an active, they will select an active and click on save. Inactive means inactive. Okay, I click on save. Status is inactive. Right? So this is the use of picklist value. If they want, for example, see here, we have created active. Right? So this is also a status inactive. Okay, which represents both are same. But this decision should come from the client only. So how they need the UI. If it is good, then we can create a checkbox. Or if they want to select something like this, we can create a pick list value. Right? Pick list is nothing but it is a drop down. Simple kind of. Okay, this is a drop down. So for this, so if I want this inactive should come first. and active should come down if I want in that way, right? So business wants me to keep this inactive as a first value and active as a second value. Then where I need to go? I need to go back to my field, right? So this is the order we have in the backend. This is the order we have in the backend. Now I need to click on reorder. Okay, this is order. I mean I kept my field. Now I will select this inactive and I will push this to up. Okay, now the order is inactive and active. Now I'm clicking on save. Okay, now see the order, it changed, right? First is inactive, second is active. Now let me refresh it. Refresh my page. I need to select. See now the active comes first and inactive comes second. I mean, sorry, so active comes second, inactive comes first. So give me a minute, please. I'm getting a call. Okay. So this is what so the UI looks like. So if you want to do some changes for this field, then we can, as a developer, we need to go for that particular field. Then we need to do some changes. Got it? What is the pick list value? Got it, right? So now I have one more option also here. If you see this, default value we don't have, right? Yeah. See, when I click on something, right? So let me create one more course. I'm creating a course. So what is the value it is showing here for this pick list value? Nothing, right? So whenever you click on this, then so then only we are getting these values. But my requirement is, okay, so client came to me and asked, so whenever I create this new, by default, I should have some value here. I don't want this none to be displayed. I want some inactive by default. Okay. Then what we can do is we have an option. So these are the values, right? So which option he wants to default it? He wants us to inactive, use the inactive as a default value. Now click on edit. You see an option called make this value is the default. So we can enable it and we can save it. Now if you see the values, see. Now inactive is the default value for now. Now when I try to create any new value, see, by default it is inactive. If the user forgot to enter the value, for example, he just enter something data here and he forgot to select this pick list and he just clicked on save, then by default it is inactive. Okay, he didn't select any value, but we made this value as a default value. Okay, this is the usage of this. So default, got it? Right. I can delete it. This is a random that I just entered. I'm removing it. So for now, how many courses I created? 2 courses. Okay. If I want to see the details of this, I can open it. So here they didn't add it. So this batch also will start from June 15th, for example. And it is also inactive. And we can select it as inactive. Say. Okay, this is the data related to say Java, and for Salesforce, this is the data. Okay, like that they will use it. Okay. So so this is the way, first of all, before we are entering into the any automated processes, right? The first and foremost thing what we have started, we have created an application for the end user, for the client. In that, whatever the objects we want, we just mapped, right? Front end. I'm saying the front end pointer. Now, whatever the objects they want, as per the requirement, we are creating the custom objects, or we are using the standard objects also, right? Now we are using the standard fields also, and also whatever fields we want, we are creating the custom fields, right? Based on the requirement. Right? So now I want you guys to create for the other record types. I mean, other data types, I can say. Ignore these 4 for now, 5 for now, and try to create the other data types. I didn't say URL for you. I didn't say time for you. I didn't say picklist multi-select for you. I didn't say phone for you. Okay. I didn't say email. I didn't say date and type. But I have, so today we discussed for the references. Okay. For date time, we have created date. For currency, we have created number. So I want you guys to create each and every data type so that you will understand in detail. Okay. So come up with doubts. Okay. So we'll discuss in detail in tomorrow's session. Okay. If you have any doubts, I think you should get the doubts. Okay. So because for other for other data types, you may face some issues. Okay. So come up with those doubts and we'll discuss in detail in tomorrow's class. Okay, you got it right? What are the standard fields and what are the custom fields, and how the data will be stored in the backend, and how these fields will be designed by Salesforce in the backend. Got it right? Any doubts till now? Yes, no? Yes, Lepta? He's responding. So guys, you understood, or I'm going fast, or
No, it's clear, sir.
oh, okay. Then we'll meet tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just, do the things whatever I said today. Okay. Just
Okay.
do it. So or else you will not understand it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks. Thanks everyone for joining the session. Okay. Have a
Yeah,
great
thank
day.
you.